Hi, and welcome to my very 13th video. And this video is going to be a little bit different. This is not going to be a Sims video. I am going to talk about my personal journey with The Sims in this video. So it's going to be a little bit Sims related. But for the main part, this is a drawing. I mean, the drawing has a plumb bob, so that's a little bit of Sims there. But otherwise, it's just me drawing in Photoshop and putting it into a speed painting process. I don't know exactly what it's called. And introducing me a little bit to you. I hope that's okay. I hope that's going to be enjoyable. Okay, so now I'm just going to start introducing myself. My name is Sonja, but I go by Sunny on the internet since I can remember being on the internet. And fun fact, that is actually inspired by the song Sunny by Bonnie M. Because I just like the song and I can really relate with the vibe and the lyrics and stuff. So I picked that name, and also it's quite similar to my real name. I am 21 years old and I am a university student in Germany and I study psychology. In my free time, I really enjoy gaming. I play a lot of Sims, of course, and I also play a lot of Minecraft, and my other passion is mainly for strategy games. And Planet Zoo is also a game that gives you incredible creative freedom and that I really enjoy. But I tried everything. I've tried shooters, I've tried jump and run games and stuff. It's just that those games are the ones that are the most fun to me. What I also really enjoy doing is digital painting, like I'm doing in this video, and portrait painting. Usually my style is very different from what I am doing in this video. I usually try to go for realism and end up with some kind of half realism. I will put some pictures of drawings that I did recently around the screen so that you can see what I usually like to do when I'm drawing. But as this is a drawing that I want to have as my profile picture, I wanted to go for something simple that will also be clear and visible if the icon is really small. So yeah, I went for this one with a very cartoony look, and I wanted to have kind of a cute vibe. And if you were wondering why I was already starting with a sketch in this drawing, it's because I really struggle with the comic style because I'm just not used to it. So it took me like 8 sketches to get one that I was kind of happy with. And this is the one that you see in the beginning of the video, and that is why, yeah, there is already a sketch in the beginning of the video. And which goes kind of along with the painting is that I really like designing things, and I wouldn't claim that I'm very good at it, but I tried my best with also designing a new banner for the YouTube channel, and I'm going to show that now. And I was super happy with it. I even have it as my desktop background now. And with this change, the profile picture and the banner, I really want to make my channel feel more personal. The second picture on my banner is my sim self with the sim that I made for my little sister, and my little sister has been super supportive always and gives me feedback on my videos and is super excited, and that helps me so much. And the first picture in the second row is my sim self hugging with the sim that I made for my boyfriend. So this is very personal to me and I'm very happy with how it turned out. And now that I already talked about my boyfriend, and this is the video where I want to introduce myself. My boyfriend and I have been together since I was 15. It's been 5.5 years now, and it's so awesome. And we live together now for 3 years, I think. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. And another hobby of mine is Dungeons and Dragons. I really enjoy it. I am a dungeon master, for people who don't know what that is. It basically means I create a fantasy world, and instead of writing a book about it, I let in my case, my family as players be the protagonists in that world and react to whatever is happening there. And for me, playing Dungeons and Dragons is one of the coolest ways to be creative and combine my passion for fantasy with all of the adventures and stories that swirl around in my head. Okay, now onto my personal history with The Sims. I first got in touch with The Sims when my father was playing The Sims 1, but at that time I was very, very little. I think probably 3 or 4 years old, so I wasn't allowed to watch him play because Sims can die and stuff. And then when I was 6 years old, my best friend in elementary school was playing The Sims 2 on his computer at home. But there was an incident. He made the two of us as Sims, but the sim that represented me, it died in a fire, and he was very, very upset, and my mom had to come and pick me up. So because of that, I still wasn't allowed to play Sims for a little while longer. And in that time frame, I really tried to play The Sims basically with every other game that I played. I always tried to make romances happen with the different characters in the video games, and I always wanted them to have families and was curious how their children would look, and I wanted them to have family trees. And the game that got the closest to that for me, and an awesome little game that is my personal The Sims Medieval, is The Guild. And there you can marry and have children and have families over multiple generations in a medieval setting, and I really like that. But yeah, then came the day when I finally was able to start playing The Sims, and I started with The Sims 2. In The Sims 2, I really loved the lore and all the Sims that were pre-made and the stories that you would play with them if you would start their household and stuff, and I would always switch between households and try to make things happen and stuff. And yeah, I also loved the designing of my own Sims, and it's just, The Sims was the game for me. And then when The Sims 3 came out, I first realized that I also really, really enjoy building in The Sims and making pretty houses, or I think the houses that I built in The Sims 3 weren't pretty at all, but I enjoyed making them, and the customizability in The Sims 3 was so awesome, so I really could play hours on end, build hours on end, and I had a really fun time with The Sims 3. But The Sims 4 was when I really delved deep into the whole Sims world. I got a lot more packs. I always wished for them on Christmas or on my birthday, and the Sims 4 gallery really showed me how amazing other people are at building and at creating Sims, and that really made me want to learn and get better. And I also started watching Sims YouTubers just to learn how to be better at building and all of that stuff. And that also got me into the world of CC, which was such an eye-opener for me. I had never heard of that before in any of the previous Sims games, so that was a pretty cool discovery for me. And The Sims has always been the place for me where after a very stressful day I could always just turn on the game and relax and everything's okay, and The Sims is an awesome game. And now it's only been 2 weeks that I am putting the stuff that I'm doing in The Sims out on YouTube, but I have already experienced how incredibly friendly and supportive and just awesome the Sims community on YouTube is. And for that, I really want to say thank you. And now you hopefully know me at least a little bit better. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. And with that, I hope you enjoyed and liked this video, even though the content was a little bit different. If you would consider subscribing, you would make me really happy. And I want to thank you again for watching, and I hope we'll see each other again.